Hello, welcome to today's forum 2021, the 14th anniversary of Acquittal of the Tai Ji Men. The world fights for Taiwan's unjust taxation. I'm today's hostess, Robin. Today is Reformation Day, which commemorates Martin Luther's proclamation of the Christian Reformation, which symbolized the freedom and tolerance of various religions and political viewpoints. Hu Zhongxin, a well-known political commentator, pointed out at the forum about how Martin Luther stirred up the tide and turned Europe upside down 500 years ago on the 500th anniversary of Martin Luther's Reformation. When Martin Luther was tried, he asked for a debate. He said, "Unless the words of the Bible and understandable reason to prove my guilt, I will never give up my opinion, because I do not act against my conscience." Hu Zhongxin also commented on the Tai Ji Men unjustified tax case. "Unless the Constitution and laws prove me guilty, I will not accept the judgment of the National Taxation Bureau (NTB) or the Administrative Court because the two are contradictory." Today we are discussing the false case of Tai Ji Men, which experts and scholars call the magic mirror of Taiwan's taxation law. The cause was a political purge. Prosecutor Hou Guanren framed Tai Ji Men and instructed tax officials to give false evidence and issue fabricated sky-high tax bills against Tai Ji Men as religious persecution for 25 years. Let me begin by inviting you to discover more about the Tai Ji Men case.
Tajiman Qigong Academy and the Action Alliance to Redress 1219 have sought justice from Taiwan's government through live protests and virtual forums.
Stop violating Tai Ji Men's human rights!
So the Tajiman Qigong Academy case started in 1996, and it was persecution on spiritual groups, and Tajiman Qigong Academy was caught in the crossfire of all of that. Despite Supreme Court of Taiwan's rulings that we're innocent and tax-free, a few rogue bureaucrats continue to send us tax bills, and even just last year in 2020, our land was illegally auctioned off.
The Tajiman case has also garnered support from scholars around the world.
And in Taiwan, the long-running attack against the Tai Ji Men community by bureaucratic despots within the tax administration have led many religious freedom experts around the world to condemn this form of administrative religious persecution.
The abuse of the National Tax Bureau has lasted for almost a quarter of a century. I call upon the Taiwan government to honor the law, the sentences passed by its judges, and the moral responsibility it has to watch over and protect all its citizens equally, as determined by its own mandate.
A breakthrough in the case occurred when the principal witness, on whom the prosecutor based his tax evasion accusation against Tai Ji Men, told a journalist that the prosecutor oversaw the case and that the witness testimony was merely a formality. The witness revealed that illegal tax bills were issued to Tai Ji Men at the request of the Investigation Bureau's City Field Office. Shi Ye-sheng accepted this interview when seriously ill and revealed that he was pressured to do what the prosecution told him to do. Although he has since passed away, Tai Ji Men is hopeful that his testimony will provide the evidence needed to obtain justice.
It proves that what happened was not a mistake. There was no mistake. It was a deliberate framing of Tai Ji Men for obscure motivations through false documents, false accusations, and a false tax investigation that never happened. Now, if this is not enough to reopen the Tajiman case and cancel the 1992 tax bill, give back to Tajiman their sacred land, I don't know what more is needed. It's a general principle of the law all over the world that when new elements emerge, even final decisions can and should be revised. Revision is a fundamental principle of justice.
So far this year, the Action Alliance to Redress 1219 has presented messages to representatives from TECRO, the Taiwan Economic and Cultural Representative Office in San Francisco and Washington, D.C.
We're Tajiman members in the United States. We conveyed our message to Taiwan's Representative Lai in San Francisco.
We have just conveyed our message to Taiwan's Representative Xiao in the D.C.
So far, there has been no response, but the Tajiman Qigong Academy and the Action Alliance to Redress 1219 continue their activism in person and online, where scholars continue to voice their support for the cause.
The government of Taiwan should do the right thing and eliminate the tax from 1992, which is just absurd considering what has happened for 1991 and the other years, and to restore the property that was unlawfully seized.
The difference with Tai Ji Men is that they fight. And perhaps it's not too much to say that they're fighting to preserve Taiwan as a democratic country that follows its own laws and stifles corruption in bureaucracy.
Justice for Tai Ji Men, for human rights!
The Tajiman case broke out 25 years ago. It was caused by religious crackdowns. Prosecutor Ho Kwan-ren accused Tai Ji Men of fraud and tax evasion. During a 10-year and 3-month careful trial period, the court ruled that Tai Ji Men was innocent and not guilty of fraud or of tax evasion on July 13, 2007. However, the Tax Bureau did not revoke the tax bill in accordance with the judicial decision and continued to use the fake tax bill to oppress Tai Ji Men. The Ministry of Finance and NTB make a promise at the Legislative Yuan public hearing on June 17, 2010, to resolve the Tajiman tax case in 2 months. But the NTB officials blatantly broke their promises and never resolved the case. Moreover, the NTB worked together with the Administrative Enforcement Agency to illegally auction and seize the land of Tai Ji Men on August 21st last year. We invite speakers to discuss their experience with us after learning the Tai Ji Men tax case. First, we invite Austin, a lecturer on asset management. Austin, the floor is yours.
Hello, I'm Austin. I'm 59 years old and I have 35 years of experience in financial investing area and focus on asset management now. I am always studying worldwide political and economical changes due to the demands of my job. Therefore, being a Nobel Peace Prize winner every year is very important news to me. The Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to 2 news reporters this year. Maria Ressa, CEO of the Philippine news website Rappler, and Dmitry Muratov, editor-in-chief of the independent Russian newspaper, on October 8, 2021. The awards were granted in recognition of their commitment to protect press freedom as a precondition for democracy and long-term peace. The Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to 2 news reporters in the face of autocratic government in their own country, and it will be presented to news reporters again after 87 years. The phrase, "There is no peace without truth," struck me the most when I read the news. News reporter can move the country to true peace by digging for the truth. Even if you are not a news reporter, it's meaningful. You try to uncover the truth in order to find a peaceful resolution to an unjust situation. When the truth is concealed, injustice and race will explode at any time. One could ask how big of a role Maria Ressa in the Philippines and Dmitry Muratov in Russia can play against authoritarian presidents in their own countries, given that they are each the only one of them. So today, I'd like to share a notion about canary in a coal mine. Because coal mining is a difficult and dangerous activity, canary cages must be hung in a precise location of the pit. It's enough to make the canaries chirp all the time if there is an unexpected chemical leak in the pit, even if it's only a trace. That's why it's crucial to check on the canaries in their cages on a frequent basis. So if the canaries in the pit stop chirping, don't believe the world is at peace. You should worry about the canaries have died. The pit is safe as long as the canaries are still chirping. From the perspective of the country and society, those who strictly monitor the government and keep pursuing the truth may seem to be troublemakers, but in fact, they are playing the role of a canary. So, where is the canaries in Taiwan? I'd like to inform you about the Tajiman narrative. Prosecutor Hou Kuan-ren falsely accused Tai Ji Men, a patriotical Taiwanese Qigong martial art academy, of tax cheating and forcibly jailed Tajiman Shifu Hong Daozi and some of his 弟子, as well as seizing the assets of Tai Ji Men. After a 10-year and 3-month judicial trial, Tajiman was found innocent on July 13, 2007 by the court in 3 trials: not guilty, no tax arrears, and illegal imprisonment of Tajiman 弟子 to get compensation from the state. The judiciary is the final arbiter in any democratic society, and no one is above the law. This, I feel, is the most fundamental common sense. They don't dare to overrule judicial verdicts in public, even in many authoritarian governments. However, some Taiwan National Tax Bureau officers proceed to pursue the allegations that has been dismissed by the court, deciding that Tai Ji Men has dodged taxes and that if Tai Ji Men do not pay the taxes, they would have to auction off Tai Ji Men's asset. In fact, they did in 2020. The National Tax Bureau's illegal decision made it above Taiwanese law. Many international observers are perplexed as to why Taiwan President or Prime Minister did nothing to retaliate and allow the National Tax Bureau to obtain Taiwan's highest authority. Tajiman Case has peacefully protesting since the injustice at the end of 1996, and Tajiman has progressively become the canary of Taiwan society. People are becoming increasingly aware of the necessity to save this canary, because the canary in the pit is actually a mirror that will reveal some previously unknown facts. Donald Trump complained about the existence of a deep state in the White House when he became President of the United States in January 2017. A deep state is a collection of unelected government bureaucrats and covert organizations that operate behind the scenes to safeguard their entrenched interests. In the United States, Trump discovered a force that is above the president's power and above the law. Do you agree with that? I'm not sure. But in Taiwan, however, profit-sharing clubs formed by the tax authorities are powerful enough to ignore the law and build up a deep state. If Taiwan's president and prime minister are unable to battle the tax officials, Tajiman has no choice but to raise its voices globally and appeal for help from its friends around the world who care about peace, justice, and righteousness. Tajiman is Taiwan's Canary, but it need not need of the Nobel Prize. What it needs is for the truth about this fabricated Tajiman case to reach a wider audience around the world. Only if more people speaking will Taiwan's deep state will be able to let go, and true justice and peace will be achieved. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Austin. So we know the canary in the mine protects the safety of the miner. Just as Tai Ji Men is concerned about social justice and is working hard to protect Taiwan's taxation and human rights. The reminders are crucial because the driving force for the country's progress is the government's ability to correct its mistakes. Let's see what the Tai Ji Men's brothers and sisters want to say. Next, we welcome Amy, a picture book teacher. Amy, the floor is yours.
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm a picture book teacher. I share picture books with children, guiding them to learn from stories. Stories are the best materials for kids to learn. Through story, we could travel to places that we've never been before, or we could have some wonderful experience that we've never had before. It's just like a movie. From stories, kids can learn how to respect each other, or how to see things from a different point of view, or how to see people beyond the first impression. And that's all very important for them. Today, I would like to share a picture book with you, Brief Thief, written by Michael Escoffier. There's a chameleon, his name is Leon, so it's a beautiful morning. After breakfast, he went to pool. However, he found out that there is no toilet paper left. He was so troubled for that. He tried to solve the problem, but he just couldn't persuade himself to use the leaves or the grass instead. And he spied a pair of old underpants hanging on the tree just next to him. That pair of underpants was so old that it was full of holes. So he just took it and finished his business and threw it away. And suddenly he hears someone's voice. But no one was nearby. So what was it? Oh, Leon found out that it was his conscience talking to him. Since when are we allowed to touch other people's things? Leon's conscience asked. And Leon had a funny feeling that the little voice was right. Finally, he listened to his conscience and washed that pair of underpants as clean as it could be. And you know what? In the end, the underpants owner came back. And sure, it wasn't a pair of underpants full of holes, but a superhero's mask. This humorous story was talking about listening to our own conscience. And this is so important, that the kid really learn to do things by their own conscience, the excellent heart that tells them right from wrong. And this is what I really want my students to learn. Do the right things even when there's no one watching. I love this story very much because it resonates with my personal experience. I learned to listen to my own excellent heart, the conscience, from my 师父 Dr. Hong Daozi. I wasn't a bad guy at all, but I would do some little but wrong things. For example, I didn't give my parents lucky money at Chinese New Year in 2014. Giving lucky money during Chinese New Year is a really important part in our culture. That night, as my parents didn't mention it, I just pretended that I forgot it. That wasn't really nice thing to do. So kids, if you are watching, please do not do it, okay? And I really can't forget that night. During the 2014 Chinese New Year, I was listening to my 师父 talking about conscience, the excellent heart within every one of us. His talking awakened my conscience. And from then on, my life has changed. I really listen to my excellent heart, my conscience, to do the things. And of course, I gave the lucky money to my parents right away. This is how I learned conscience from my 师父 Dr. Hong Daozi. I've practiced Qigong in Tajiman for 9 years. Tajiman is an ancient menpai of Qigong, martial arts, and self-cultivation. My 师父 Dr. Hong established Tajiman Qigong Academy in 1966 in response to the need of physical and spiritual health in modern society. I benefit from Tajiman from my 师父. 师父 not only teaches me conscience, but to love myself. Before practicing Qigong, I was not believing myself for being capable to do anything. I couldn't find peace within myself, and I did not love myself. I was always criticizing myself. I was not happy. Of course, I wasn't able to bring happiness to people around me too. And through talking to brothers and sisters in Tai Ji Men, learning experience from them, I gradually opened my heart and seek for advice from others. Tajiman was a place full of love and positive energy. That brings me lots of joy. Step by step, I am a happy person now. And because of Tajiman, now I could bring joy to my students. Happy teacher, happy students, right? I want my students to be happy, not only happy learning English in my class, but also learning to create a wonderful life of their own. Tajiman is a really good place, sharing positive energy with everyone in the world. I wonder what if there's no fake case of Tajiman. There might be more people who could benefit from Tajiman like me, and that kind of butterfly effect could change the entire world. Tajiman Case started in 1996 by prosecutor Quan Renhou, fabricated an indictment, and the National Taxation Bureau issued unjustified tax bills without evidence. After 10 years and 3 months, the third instance ruling of the criminal court specified that Tajiman is not guilty, no tax evasion, no violation of tax codes. Tajiman did not commit tax evasion and did not violate the Tax Collection Act. Those earlier falsely detained Tajiman 弟子 and 掌门人 were ruled to be compensated by the nation. However, the National Taxation Bureau keeps sending the Tajiman the same tax bills over and over again. Tajiman's land was unlawfully auctioned, and on August 21st, 2020, as the second auction failed, the property was confiscated by the National Taxation Bureau and the Administrative Enforcement Agency. When we are so proud of Taiwan, that is, it's a model for democracy in the Chinese-speaking world. And yet, on the other hand, this true story is happening in Taiwan right now. I wish I don't have to tell this horrified story to my students. All I want is justice. All I want is the government to follow the third instance ruling of the Criminal Court final judgment on July 13, 2007. And in accordance with Article 117 of the Administrative Procedure Act, the National Taxation Bureau shall directly revoke the taxation dispositions. Today, here, I want to let everyone, including the government, know that there is something very important, that is your excellent heart, your conscience, that is within every one of us. And we should all awake our conscience and do everything accordingly. From 1996, now we are in 2021. That is 25 years. The case is still not ending. And this is a serious problem that should never happen in a democratic country. How many 25 years does a human being have? We should end the case right now and let Tajiman share its positive energy with the world. Tajiman is like the light that lights you up, lights up me, lights up people around the world. The world doesn't need more light. The world needs more light. That's what the world really needs. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Amy, for sharing with us a crucial message that whether the law is completed or not, what is more important is that the conscience of those who enforce the law. The awakening of conscience can change many things in a good way. The Tajiman is the light that can illuminate you and me and the world. The spirit of Martin Luther's reform expects that the government and the people will lead the country to the avenue of democratic rule of law. Generations of youth have also focused on fourth case of Tai Ji Men, which is known as the magic mirror of the tax law, completely reflecting the chaos of Taiwan's tax system. We strongly urge the Taiwan government to listen to the chirping canary at the coal mine. The people are rolling for justice and fairness. The credibility of the country has been shaky. The government should resolve the Tajiman case as soon as possible. Rehabilitation of unjustified cases and end tax violence. Only justice will uphold the state. Implement transitional justice, protect the taxpayers' rights, and urge the government to reform the imperfect taxation system and laws to make Taiwan better. Let's listen to the song, What's the Truth About the Tajiman Case? Thank you for your participation, and see you next time.
About the Tajiman case, Taiwan Supreme Court found Tajiman not guilty of tax evasion or any other charges. The National Tax Bureau and the Ministry of Finance reneged on the promise to revoke the tax bill. The National Tax Bureau illegally auctioned off the sacred land of Tajiman. The land was illegally taken into state ownership. Conscience, where are justice and human rights? What is the truth about the Tajiman case? Taiwan Supreme Court found Tajiman guilty of tax evasion or any other charges. The National Tax Bureau and the Ministry of Finance reneged on Tajiman Case. Taiwan Supreme Court found Tajiman guilty of tax evasion or any other charges. The National Tax Bureau and the Ministry of Finance reneged on their promise to refund the tax bill. The National Tax Bureau illegally auctioned off the sacred land of Tajiman. The land was illegally taken into state ownership.